while you play out
Okay.
that scene.
Yep, exactly. Engrilar and Lars are at the lake. Actually, Lars is on the bank with one of the duck fellows. His
Yeah,
name was or
with
is
the duck.
Darvin.
Quackmire.
Darvin
Darwin.
Blackfeather.
Darwin. Does
Darvin's
he
his name.
actually have? Does he have black feathers?
Yes, he does. Not all over. They're dominant on his arms. Um, and he and Lars are on the bank, kind of shouting back and forth to Engrilar as he was doing surface dives, trying to figure out what was going on after he followed the track out a ways into the lake. And
Yep.
so he did a couple of surface dives, and on his second dive, a skeletal hand came out and grabbed him. Engrilar, make a power times 5 roll.
Power times 5. Success.
Okay. It is holding on to you.
Yeah.
You're being held underwater.
55. Excuse me?
He's holding on to you. You're being held underwater.
So what was the power times? An opposed check or something?
No, the power times 5 is to see if he startled you enough that you may have sucked up a breath of water.
Okay.
So for the next 5 melee rounds of you staying down here, you need to make con times 5 rolls to hold your breath.
Okay.
So statement of intent. What do you plan on doing? What do you plan on doing?
Okay, I'm going to put my feet on the edge of the box and push for the surface, assuming I have enough strength to push away its weight, and then to, kick to the surface. This thing, if the arm breaks off, that's fine. If it drags to the surface, I'll swim along the surface with it.
Okay.
Can I draw my dagger also?
With your offhand?
I suppose. I don't know if this is which hand that grabbed.
It would be your dominant hand, your right hand.
My dominant hand?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know if I can do all this at the same time with different strike ranks. So.
Well, within one round, that's not a problem.
What's that?
Within one melee round, that's not going to be a problem. What is your strength?
Okay. My strength is 11.
Okay. Roll percentile.
Percentile. Oh, come on. I'm going to break his little bony arm. 32. I rolled a 32.
Okay. So, you reach with your offhand to your dagger, pull it, put your feet against the edge of the box. It's actually a chariot. And you push off. And as soon as you get to the length, the distance between your arm and his arm, you get jerked right to a stop.
Heavy bastard.
Yep. And he's going to squeeze. How much armor do you have on your right arm?
None.
Oh, that's right. You take 5 points of damage to your right arm.
My right arm. Okay, it's at -1.
Okay.
5 points total, right?
Yep.
To my overall.
And also to your overall.
Okay.
Yep.
So that round didn't succeed very well, huh?
Not very well. Next round, make a con times 5 roll.
Right. Take another die. Sure, it's on the floor somewhere. Con times 5. Fail. Matter of fact, I think it's a, what do they call it?
A
Critical
fumble?
failure? Whatever.
What did you roll?
Fumble? 98.
What is your Constitution times 5?
13 times 5. 65?
Nope, that's not. That's just a failure. But that does mean that you take 4 points of damage to your chest.
To my chest.
Yep.
4 points.
Sucking in water.
9. Okay.
And you are now drowning.
I'm drowning. That's okay.
It's not okay. That's bad.
Well, what can I do about it? I was looking it up. Breathe air and breathe water is a 2-point rune spell. I don't have the points, so I guess I had cast spells earlier.
Is there any spirit magic stuff that can help you out?
That I don't know. I'm not familiar with the game well enough to know. Let's see. I got heal. I can heal myself, I suppose.
Can I offer a couple of things, even
Sure.
though I'm on the shore?
Sure, yeah.
So, you've got some rune spells. One allows you to breathe underwater. The other is a summon naiad. She could come help you.
I'm out of rune points.
Oh.
Yeah, those are both 2-point rune spells.
I
That's
could
something
do
we were
a
actually discussing
summon water.
earlier.
I could do a summon small water elemental. I don't know if that would help me or not. To fight this thing.
Yeah, you just need to break its hold. If the water elemental could help you do that, it would be worth doing.
Yeah, let's check on that.
I think it's just a small summon water elemental. Probably not going to be strong enough to do much. Of course, it is underwater.
Water elementals can purify itself with sediment, insoluble oils, and particles, but cannot dissolve chemicals or miscible liquids. Water elemental can push through the water, can carry things entirely underwater or partially exposed.
Summon elementals. Yep.
Maybe pick up you in the chest with the arm in it and wash you all ashore. Where ours can help you hack at it.
Yeah. It's always a try for something.
Well, the water elemental is limited by how much it can, quote, carry in the water by its strength. And a small elemental has a strength of 7 to 12.
Yeah. It's kind of like...
But with your strength as well, it's the two of you working together against the skeleton. It's not two separate roles, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
move the whole box. Just you.
Yeah.
Just you.
Water would give it some buoyancy, so this chest has got to be lighter, relatively speaking, than it would be on land.
Yeah, but it's a lot easier to move just him than him and the box and the skeleton and whatever else is in there.
But you would think it would be, it would be an easier thing to do in the water. So you need to take that into account.
Oh, the difficulty.
Yeah. Angrilar, go ahead and make a scan roll.
A scan roll. Probably made it. Let's see. Scan 48, and I rolled yep, succeed.
Okay, you notice that when you pushed off this thing and you got jerked back down, that the skeleton's got chains wrapped around it.
It's heavy.
Is this chariot open-ended at one end?
Yeah, the top and the back.
That's what I'm saying, the back.
There's actually 2 skeletons in there.
They're both chained?
Yes.
Okay, so don't try to pull it out. You need to break its grip.
I was going to see if I could. Yeah, I guess I don't know.
Well, again, some
of the water elemental to give me assistance and try to
break its grip. Yes,
that's
probably your best bet.
If it's just one hand, there's technically a way to always break a human hand's grip, and there's nothing the person can do.
Yeah, but he doesn't know
don't
martial
take real
arts.
physics into this. Yeah. Okay, I guess it's a martial arts.
Martial arts.
Sure.
But
wouldn't that be hand-to-hand combat?
His chance to break it with strength is going to be better than untrained technique of some kind.
Well, the other thing is I could try to stab at the arm or something with my dagger until it breaks or I die. But first I should try to exhaust all my magical means and then call my maker.
Okay.
So it's move me out of here. My movement, I want to empower, or whatever you call it, inspire, empower. Move me, please. Inspire. The river titan, god of creeks and streams. Holy day.
Okay, so we're going to summon a small water elemental, and you're going to use it to assist you in pulling out of the grasp of the skeleton. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll a d6 and add 6.
D6 and add 6. What is this? Oh,
that's the strength of the water elemental. Yep.
Don't I have to cast the rune to see if
Oh, that's true. You need to do that first. Sorry. Oh. Summon the water elemental.
Unless you're going to say it since I'm there. So I was going to use the movement
to augment
rune to augment.
Okay.
75, and I failed it. No, I did not. Read the other die first. Okay, 38. I succeeded on that.
Good.
Wow.
38, and I read 830.
Okay, so that's a plus 20 to your water rune, right?
For casting a rune?
For casting your water elemental.
I forgot. Okay.
Wait a second.
Plus 20 to my
Summons. and you use your water
Oh.
rune to do the summons.
Oh, I have to look up the spell to see what's affiliated with it.
I think it's water.
Well, I'm saying that's the steps you take. Yeah. So,
And you've got a 75 in your water rune, I believe.
no, I had 75 on movement and 70 on water.
Okay. So the plus 20 gives you a 90% chance to summon the elemental.
So elemental.
Yeah, the rune is the type of elemental it is, so it is the water rune to cast.
All right. Boom, and I rolled a 15. So I don't know if there's specials or not for this
Special.
guy.
There aren't any mechanics for. There are not any mechanics
90%?
for specials and criticals for spells that I've seen yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's a stronger elemental.
So D6 plus 6, you said?
yep,
Determine the strength of the elemental?
Yep.
I rolled a 5, so it's 11.
Nice.
We are both 11s.
So that's 22 combined strength, right?
Yes. Of course, if this thing's chained, we'll find out what happened.
Okay.
Tear the card apart.
Roll percentile.
Percentile. I rolled a 56.
Okay. You do not break free this round.
All right.
So, Brian.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you mentioned the chains. Does that just make it heavier? Because a 22 strength, even though they're not breaking 3 of the grip, might lift it out of the chariot.
It looks like the skeleton is chained to the chariot.
Okie dokie. Wow.
Englar, you take 1 more point of damage to your chest. Drowning damage.
Just out of curiosity about that, what happened? He and the elemental pulled, and the arm and the skeleton came up and to the length of the chains, and they didn't go any further, and then came jolted back down because they reached the end of the chain.
Something like that.
Okay.
Large, make a scan roll.
Rolled a 41. My scan is... Oh, I made it. 42.
Okay.
Just made it.
Well, it's obvious that Englar has been down longer than you would expect him to be down, but you can actually see surface tension in the water. Something's happening out there. And there's a slight wave coming your direction. Englar, you're being pulled along. This thing's moving.
I mean, the card is moving?
Yep.
Okay. Why did I take a point of damage?
Drowning.
Drowning, so it's an automatic point.
Well, it's not an automatic point, it's an automatic D8 to the chest.
Oh, and you rolled crap. Thank you.
Well, I rolled a 1. I wouldn't call that crap necessarily.
Better than an 8.
It's much better than an 8.
What direction? It's coming right at us?
Yeah.
I'm going to move... Oh.
Well, it's still out there a ways, remember? Because he swam out
Okay.
there for a while.
All right. Well, we're watching. What the heck?
So when I get to 0 hit points, I'm unconscious. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what happens if? Okay, so my arm is at a -1 and my chest is at 0. What are the effects?
Okay,
I'm
with your
drowning.
chest at 0, you go unconscious.
Okay, so I go limp. But I see very clearly under the water what's happening to me.
Not anymore.
You don't know if you can see when you're unconscious, maybe. Alrighty. Next round. Oh. So I guess if I get enough hit points from drowning next to drop below 0, that's when I try to do a divine intervention.
Actually, if you want to invoke divine intervention, you need to do it now, because once you're unconscious, you can't do that.
Oh, I mean, as I'm taking my last point of chest damage from sucking in water, I go, Ingizi, save me.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, okay. And from what Scott did, I guess you have to roll like under a 10.
You have to roll underneath your power.
Underneath your power. Well, so before I do that, for unconsciousness, is it automatic death once you get to 0, or how long are you unconscious, or what's game mechanics? I know I'm out of character now.
Yeah,
so.
there's some game mechanics that don't really directly translate from going negative in the chest during combat and going negative in the chest while you're drowning.
Uh-huh.
I was just going to start figuring out the kind of damage you would take until something happens, like you surface out, that kind of deal.
Yeah, because most people, even if they're considered drowning, well,
but generally, once you hit 0 hit points, you have until your healing rate and melee rounds to be healed back to positive. That's my own house rule. The normal rule is you go 0, you're dead at the end of the round.
Yeah.
But I give your healing rate and rounds for somebody to get around to you.
Yeah. And of course, do I even notice? Did you tell that the cart is moving? You told Lars, or did you tell me also?
I told you as well.
Oh, so I would realize that we're at least moving?
Yep.
So as I go unconscious, I have the sense that the water elemental is doing its thing. Okay, I'll wait.
No, the water elemental is not doing its thing. The water elemental is helping you pull yourself away from the grip of the skeleton, and that did not occur.
Oh. Well, that's why in my delusional state, I assume the water elemental is doing its thing and pulling us out of the water.
Do we understand it? Does Angrelar understand enough about water elementals to know whether the elemental will continue to try to pull him free even after he goes unconscious?
It should until he dies, because that was the last command it was given.
Okay. Next time Lars sees me, I'll be a zombie. All right. What's next?
I'm just figuring something out here. Hold on. Okay. So Lars, as you're watching this wave come up towards you guys, obviously at first it's just kind of a ripple, but it gets fairly big, and at about 3 melee rounds, something breaks the surface. And so you can see this box thing that Englar had described to you. And inside this box thing are these two skeletons. They're standing upright. And it's moving pretty quick.
Where's it going?
Where are you in relation to the tracks going into the water?
Well, that's where Englar went out, so that's where we would be.
Okay. It looks like it's coming right up those tracks.
Okay. I don't want to be on the track, so I'm going to move toward the left. As we're looking at it, I'm going to move left. I'm going to move the, what's his name? The duck.
Darwin?
Star something.
Darvin.
Darvin the duck. I'm going to pull him, or, we don't want to be in this thing's path, and we're going to get off to the side.
Okay. In fact,
Hello.
as soon as he sees, hey, we just started working some of the stuff out at the lake while you were still out. So we'll get back to you guys in the village in just a minute. Okay, so...
I apologize.
No problem. As you guys are seeing this thing coming out of the water, Darvin looks at it and freaks and just runs.
All right.
You step off to the side, it comes barreling out as dragging Angrelar behind, and as soon as it gets up out of the water and onto dry, it's rainy, it's muddy, ground, it kind of slings him out in front and runs over him as it's heading towards the village.
I'm going to go to Anglar.
We have a picture.
To save him.
Oop, wrong mouse. Hold on.
Let's see. Look at spells.
So the streaming picture should change. Oh, come on. There we go. Maybe you need just to reopen the screening picture. Or the streaming screen.
Lunars.
What they are?
You see that thing?
Well, they look like dead lunars.
It certainly looks like dead lunars to me.
Okay.
All right.
Angrelar, you take 5 more points of damage to your chest.
Okay.
And you are
So
going
I'm
to,
dead.
You're going to take damage to your 4 and your 14.
Four is right leg.
That takes 6, 7, 8, 9 points of damage.
All right, and the 14 is the right arm.
Which takes 11. Now remember that a limb, an arm or a leg, can only take up to double its hit points and damage total.
Right.
Okay, Lars, you run up to Anglerlar's mangled body. He's not breathing. What are you going to do?
So my right arm is at, it's taken 16 points of damage, and it only had 4.
So it can only take 8.
Yeah.
That's the max it can take.
Yeah. Is that why it's severed, right?
Well, if you get triple in one blow, that would sever it.
Oh.
It needs to be a severing weapon, though.
Oh. Well, I thought maybe once you take double damage, you. I don't know. But my overall health is. I've taken 35 points of damage and only had 13. Doesn't look good for old Englar.
How much did you take your chest?
To my chest, I took 10, and I had 6.
Okay. And then your right arm took how much?
Right arm, 16.
No, it only took 8.
Well, whatever. Okay. Max is 8.
Yep.
All right.
And then how much did your leg take?
9. And it had 5 hit points.
So we can take the full 9. So it's 8 and 8, 16, 17, and 10, 27. Your hit points are what?
Yep. Hit points are 13.
So you're at minus 14.
Yep.
Okay. Lars. Mangled, wet, unmoving Anglar.
Yeah, I'm going to try to save him. I believe we have healing potions from White Wall, right?
And you also have that crystal of mine. I left it on the bank.
Do you remember what those healing potions, the value of the potions were, Brian?
Let me see if I got them written down here somewhere. No, I don't. But they should be. 1d10 points each.
Okay. Trying to remember how many I had.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
have that
well,
list anymore.
So my intent is to let's see. We got to keep him alive. That means probably the chest first. So heal up his chest. And how many total wounds can I work with?
In reference to what?
So first aid can be applied, I believe, until 6. No, you get one. Is it one try or until successful? I forget. So I'm going to. My goal is to keep him alive or to resuscitate him as appropriate.
It takes 5 full melee rounds of first aid to heal damage. First aid can only be used once against an injury to a specific hit location.
How long is a melee round?
12 seconds.
Interesting.
So, Brian, you mentioned something about healing rate versus something
Yeah.
before you die. What? How do you do that? Is that something you just monitor at your end and just say, "Oh, he is expired," or
Well, it's kind of different with drowning, right? You're not bleeding out
okay,
and all that kind of stuff. So
okay, yeah, it's probably more difficult this time frame.
yeah. So what I would recommend is do as much magical healing as possible, and then doing first aid afterwards. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. So potion first.
Okay.
Well, will the potion work if he can't? I mean, if I feed it to him, will it work?
You could pour it into his wounds, that kind of thing. He's got wounds on his one leg and on one arm, and then he's got internal damage in the chest.
Okay. Well, I want the chest first because that's what's gonna. If something's gonna kill him, it's gonna be that.
Well, if his chest is going to kill him, he's probably already dead.
Okay, let me put it this way. I will apply the healing in the most, as far as I can tell, the most appropriate way.
Okay.
So okay, so what am I doing?
Knowing the mechanics of the game, if you get hit enough in the chest to kill you, you're dead.
Okay, is he dead?
He's not breathing.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean he's dead.
Right. Because again, we're dealing with drowning. We're not dealing with slashing, crushing, impaling wounds. So that's something that the rules don't really cover well.
Okay.
That I'm trying to play around.
Okay. So I'm still vague on what actions I need to be taking to keep him alive.
Well, you wanted to use the healing potion first, so go ahead and roll a d10 for the healing potion.
All right. 6 points.
Okay, so instead of being negative 14, he's now negative 8.
8.
Okay.
So you see no reaction.
Okay. So
did that chariot head off towards the village?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, Lars, if you need to help the rest of the party, go right ahead.
So you realize if I leave you at this point, you are going to die, right?
Well, that's the whole thing. You're trying to determine if I'm dead or not. I don't know how you can do that. Medicine check, or let's see.
Well, it's called first aid, and we are veterans, so I may not be great at first aid, but
Skills.
But you also know that it takes time to do first aid, and time is always a bad factor when you're dealing with incapacitating wounds.
so that's so I
There's that.
I just read that it says 1 melee round if the intent is to stop an adventurer from bleeding or dying of their wounds. And somewhere you said 5? So my intent is to stop him from bleeding or dying of his wounds. So I
So
take
melee
that.
round.
Okay. I look on the if you look on the next page, so it talks about it takes 5 full melee rounds for first aid to heal damage. So if you do first aid to stop him from dying, it doesn't do any healing of damage. It just stops the dying process. Okay.
Correct.
Go ahead.
Bruce is just trying to stabilize him, I think. Right?
That's a good
Exactly.
word. Okay, roll it.
It depends if I was, if I'm dead or not, right?
Well,
the answer will be no change or.
He's trying to stabilize you, which is
He's
just going to
breathing.
prevent you from dying.
okay.
That's fine.
So we've got 9 points of healing from, 6 points of healing from the potion, which is working on him.
That's one round.
Now, in addition to the first aid to keep him, quote unquote, from dying, I have 2 jars of that ointment that I made. So that's, Angler, do you have the 2-point or the 1-point poultice?
I don't have it written down. I don't have it written down in my gear.
Okay.
Sorry.
So in the application of first aid, I'll be using those 2. Oh, I think it's Mike that has it. Okay. So that's 2 points more. In addition to working the first aid.
Sounds like you don't have the healing spell.
So that's an option. That's a good point. Maybe I should just do that.
Spirit magic heal 2.
No, but I've got the rune. Okay. So I'm going to spend the rune point, grab the crystal, spend the rune point for the heal wound, and what's the total in the?
I believe it's an 8
crystal.
point. Is that correct, Ingvalar?
Yep. I have an 8-point storage crystal.
Okay, so if I use those 8 points, and I believe I can pour my own into it as well, right? This is just...
Yes, that is correct.
Let's see.
So how do I apportion those 6 healing potion points to the 3 wounds?
Which one is the most
Randomly?
negative?
Most negative. The right leg is -9. Right arm is -8, And the chest is minus 10.
So the chest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so converts magic points to hit points. Reduce the damage locations being touched as well as total hit points. Okay.
Oh wait, that's not. I told you wrong. That's not right. I forgot I started with hit points, so that was just my number of damage. So yeah, minus 14. Yeah, so the right arm is minus 8. The chest is minus 4. And the right leg is minus 4. That right? Should add up to 14. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so rune spell heal. I'll dump the 8 points from the crystal and follow that up with. I assume I can tell how he's doing. So whatever remains, I'll supplement with my own power mana.
Okay, so do you want him just to become conscious, or do you want to heal him up all the way?
I'll heal him up all the way.
Okay, that would take a total of 20, right? 12 and minus 8?
Got it.
Oh, there's 13 hit points. Oh, that's what happens. Oh, that's up to more than that.
So between the crystal and myself, there's
More than that. More than 20.
more than that.
Okay, it looks like he's recalculating his damage.
Well, it's not going to be greater than.
No, you're right. I have a total of minus 14 hit points. It's how you allocate the healing is what I'm struggling with. But okay.
Okay. Well, with what Lars
currently
is
at
doing
minus 8.
with the healing potion and with the cure wounds rune spell, he's going to bring you back up to full hit points. Oh, and it's getting dark.
No, he was going to get me up to 0, right?
No.
I'm at minus 14. Okay, how many hit points did I get back? 6 plus 8 plus something.
Yeah, 6 plus 20.
Yeah, what's
20? Lars has 20 of his own he's tossing in.
No, he has 8 of his own. Or 8 of the crystal plus the rest of his own. Assuming he makes his roll.
Yeah, what am I rolling against?
It's Cure Wounds. It's a common rune spell, so it's any rune for your deity. Truth or...
Truth.
What's the other one?
I'll do truth.
Okay.
You truly want to know if I'm alive. Or truly want to know if I'm dead.
26
Okay.
against a 75.
Good to go.
Is that a check mark?
Successful. Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to turn him on his side and get the water out of his lungs. And then...
Well, the Cure Wounds spell will do that.
Oh,
He'll just
okay.
start coughing up water.
Okay. Are we successful?
How many total hit points do you have, Angrilar?
I have a total of 13.
Okay, I was off by 1.
But when you add up the individual damage areas, it's more than 13.
Correct,
the
yes.
sum is greater than.
So it'd be 21, Bruce, not 20.
Okay. And that's including the 8, correct? It's not 29.
Correct. That's part of the 8 is part of that 21.
Okay. So the balance is what I spend.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so Angrilar, you wake up coughing, your throat is all tore up.
Yeah. All right. So
You're on a muddy bank.
if my hit points go back to 13, does the individual components go full strength, or do I have to
Yes, they
apportion
do.
13?
No, they do. Because that's where the negative came involved.
Yeah, it gets confusing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm alive, and my storage crystal is empty.
Yep.
So my
And your mana is empty.
almost lost you there, Ingrilar.
I'm sore. What happened?
Whatever that thing is, it's headed for town.
All right.
And
So-
we need to grab your stuff and make our way back to town.
So why don't you head out, and I'll get dressed, and I'll meet you there. I don't know.
Okay. I just saw 2 skeletons in a chariot thing being driven by some kind of red horses, and you want to split up.
Apparition
Well-
horses.
I'm thinking that perhaps the guys in the village need your help more.
Okay. By the
Whatever.
time either one of us gets there, it's like going to be all over, right?
Oh.
I mean, chariot. So,
Okay, well, whatever. You say so. You wait for me. I'll get dressed. However long that takes.
It does not actually take too long to get dressed up.
Put my armor back on.
Yep, uh-huh. It's like a minute with this kind of stuff.
Okay.
So, are you guys
Off we run.
going to trot back, or are you going to run as far as you can and then stop and rest? Because you guys are about 7 kilometers from the village.
Well, we suspect it's going to come back the exact same trail. So
yeah, I don't want to be on this trail. We can keep it in sight, but we want to be a good distance off of it. But
What is it?
I think the jog, walk kind of thing. And what is it is the wagon has, or whatever it is, has left tracks in the ground between the lake and apparently the town. And it comes and goes following that same path. So there's ruts in the ground, and we're not going to walk on the ruts. Okay.
Gotcha.
So, are you okay with that?
Yes, I am.
Angrilar?
Oh, I am. No more drowning.
Yeah.
Where else was a mess with stuff?
Yeah, I think you could shift to the other scene if you need to as we're running back.
Okay, yep, that's exactly what we're going to do. Okay, so.
We're not getting back in time.
No.
Probably not. Okay, so Subutai, Arestra, and I keep forgetting Vasandor are back at the village. You guys have been here. It's evening time. Lars and Angrilar went off to go check out the lake. And you guys stayed back to kind of set up defenses and stuff because you know that monster's going to attack again tonight. So.
And I was going to make a battle roll to set up the defense.
Yep, everybody can make a devise, an orate, and a battle roll. All three of you.
A devise, orate, and battle.
Yep.
Okay.
That's to like set up traps and to organize the villagers and to set up defenses.
Is there a way to roll on the dialogue here?
I do not
I
have
need
the
all
bot
three.
in this dialogue.
All right, let me grab some dice really fast.
Okay.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to apologize to the group because some of you know what I do, and right now I'm just really busy, and so I haven't been able. I didn't participate last time, so I genuinely have no idea what's going on, and I don't want to interrupt the session too much. But if someone could give me like a 20-second synopsis of what we're doing.
Yeah, you remember that village that you helped with the parents were all not doing things well?
Yes.
Well, an emissary from that village came to Queen Laika to specifically ask if you guys could come and help them with a monster problem they have. This village of Farfield
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
has had these monster attacks over the last, 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And the village sent somebody to go check this out. That person got killed.
Oh, okay.
And so that's why they're looking for external help.
Okay. So, which I'm doing a tracking? Is that what I'm doing?
No,
Or what am I doing?
devise, orate, and battle are the 3 skills you can roll.
Okay, devise. Devise.
It's manipulation. It's in the middle coming.
Okay. I missed that. And orate. And what was the third one?
Battle.
Yeah. In the left-hand column, one's communication, the other's knowledge. I succeeded in battle, but failed in the other 2.
Okay.
Hardly surprising. Since my battle is 96, and the other 2 are like 20 and 15.
Okay. Mine are all absurdly low. But what was the third one?
Devise, orate, and battle.
Okay. Battle now. Missed them all.
Okay.
The highest of the 3 was a 20, so.
Okay, you do notice of the villagers that Jorgrin, the tavern keeper, is walking with a limp. You can also make 2 scan rolls, everybody.
Okay. Oh, wow. I think I rolled a 5 out of 44.
On the
I
first
rolled
one?
a 6 out of
Yeah.
57.
I couldn't hear you, Mike.
And I rolled a 6 out of 57.
Wow.
Like, we're both in good shape.
Yeah, I rolled a 5 out of 44. Nice. Great.
I didn't make the second one.
Did we roll 2 of them?
Yep, 2.
Oh. Second one I did not.
Okay.
So let's see, a 44. You needed a 9, so you have a special. And a 57, 11. Yes, we both have special.
Okay. Bossendor, did you make your rolls?
Yeah, I made both of them.
Both the scans?
Yeah, I made both the scans and I made all 3 of the.
Cool, you made all
Okay.
3 of the others. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Viborna is a female. She's the blacksmith. You all notice that she has a tendency to keep her hair in front, covering up the, is it left side of her face? Well, one side of her face. Yeah, left side. But Arestra and Subutai, you both noticed that in her blacksmith shop, hanging above her door frame, is a copus. In fact, a very fine one.
I'll have to Google that word.
It's a curved sword.
Oh.
It's a lunar thing.
Yeah, they're generally lunar weapons.
Yes,
Oh, yikes.
seems lunarish. Should we, on a minor, out of character technicality, should we assume that a blacksmith is really a redsmith, since blacksmiths deal with iron? And
I'm sorry, yes, yeah, she's a redsmith. That was my gaffe.
Yeah.
Oh, I
A
see.
bronze worker.
I assume I knew what you meant, but I wanted to make sure that
Make sure it's what I really meant and not just what I said.
Okay, yeah. This is a sword. You get it.
Okay. And Vasandor, you also notice that the ostler has a couple of especially fine horses.
challenge her.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll have your back.
Okay, thank you. I go over to her and say, what's with lunar weapon?
Excuse me, sorry. She will say that she picked it up. Where did it go? I know it said it here somewhere. Hold on.
Okay. And actually, I should write down Aiden's character's name as well, because I don't remember. And I should probably include him on what I'm just about to say.
You know, if you guys right-click on your names under the general, you can change your nickname to your character's name.
Yeah,
That's what I did.
yeah.
Oh, here we go. She bought it from a peddler some years ago.
Okay.
Everybody can make an evaluate roll.
Okay.
Why would you buy a lunar
This is something else.
weapon?
Well,
And not melt it down and make it into something useful.
we'll get to that in a second. Everybody
No.
can make an evaluate roll.
I didn't get it.
Okay.
I didn't. No.
Vasandor?
I didn't get either.
Okay. Subutai and Arestra. Arestra make an intelligence times 5 roll. Subutai intelligence times 3.
I make it critical.
Ooh. Subutai?
Nada.
Okay.
Nope.
Arestra, that Copus
Yep.
is iron. That is an iron Copus. And that's probably why she didn't melt it down.
Yes. That makes a lot of difference.
Hmm.
Oh, Arestra, you can also make an insight human roll.
Yeah.
I think she is
Well,
She is what?
lying.
Oh.
I do too, but not to. But I'm not sure enough to make to actually
Attack her.
yeah.
You wouldn't do that anyway. You're here to help these people.
I know, I'm kidding.
Well,
I want iron sword.
was a lunar trader, I would have no problem attacking and killing him. But since there's just not a strong enough suspicion in my mind to actually cross that line. I have to give her the benefit. I have to be honorable and give her the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Mhm.
Elars. And Angrelar.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make an insight human lore. Insight human roll.
Insight human.
Yep.
I might have made
Insight. Where's insight? Perception, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. My own species.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
that.
Unless
I
you're
made
a
it.
duck. Okay.
I did not make it.
Okay. So yesterday when you guys were talking about going to, or earlier when you guys were talking about going to the lake, the villagers would have told you that, it's just a dank, murky body of water. It's not even fit for fishing. Lars, you notice that there's some kind of internal reaction when they're talking about the lake. But both of you realize that that's not the case. The water here is actually fairly clear.
They lied about the lake.
Or they're ensorcelled.
Okay.
Who lied, the ducks?
So,
The town?
the town.
Yeah, clarify for them who it was that was lying about the lake.
Oh, it was not anybody specific. Just when they were talking about the lake, Lars noticed that people were just kind of twitchy when they don't want to talk about the lake, that kind of thing. Or they don't like it, or like it's cursed, and so you don't talk about it.
But who's the they? The duck village or Farfield?
Harfield.
Oh, okay.
Okay, everybody in the village can make a scan roll.
I failed.
I succeeded.
Subutai failed, sadly.
Okay, so where do you guys want to set the villagers up? Do you want them like all in one place, or on a certain barricade, or scattered throughout? Maybe some guys out front as sentries kind of thing, or do you want to like put them all like in the stone building?
I would like some at the north hut that is next to the river, and the one that's near the bridge, and then some in the southwest, some in the south, and some in the northwest.
So you want to spread them around?
Spread out. Yes.
Okay. Does that sound good with everybody else?
I kind of thought we would build a barricade over where the tracks were and concentrate our forces there.
Okay, you can concentrate the forces there and then put a couple of like sentries out in the other locations. Does that sound right?
That sounds fair.
Okay, did you want to put the barricade up on the village side of the bridge or on the other side of the bridge?
I think we should put it on the village side. What do you guys think?
We can put it on the bridge, but towards the village edge.
Yeah, because they could get behind it by going around the river, climbing onto the bridge.
Yeah. Right.
So
we do want to make advantage of the bridge. So we'll be on the village side. It will be on the bridge, but on the village side, about equal to where the water passes under the bridge.
Okay.
So that we would be, if we had to somebody had to clamber over the bridge, they would be on our side of the barricade. But otherwise, to get on they would have to be in the water.
Okay. So, Vasandor. Something's coming this way.
Say, I will take my position right in the middle of the barricade.
Okay. Are there any villagers on the other side of the barricade? I mean, like out by that building?
Absolutely not.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Definitely not.
If we had some more sort of trained villagers, we could stick some in the hut and have them come out and attack from behind. But that might be asking too much of these villagers.
Yeah, the folks here are not really that well trained. The most trained people are the innkeeper, Jorgrin.
I consider us to be as knowledgeable as
if anybody was going to be on the other side of the river, it'd be like one of us.
Okay, did you want one of you guys on the other side of the river?
Like I said,
I can't hear anything.
Like I said, I want to be in the middle of in front in the middle of the barricade.
Okay, Subutai, where do you want to be?
I want to be actually at the building that's a little bit just on top of the 3. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I'm just looking. The building north of the number 3?
Yes. So that I would be the southern lookout.
Okay, you're going to like climb up on top of the roof?
Yes.
Okay. Vasandor,
Angrelar.
Where do you want to be?
Angrelar would be.
You're muted. Vasandor, you're muted.
This is, metagaming, but I feel like we would know as much as the samurais did in the Seven Samurai. And this village is straight up. It's straight out of the Seven Samurai.
Close.
I love it. Did a good job. Is Aiden there?
It doesn't seem like seems like he stepped away.
What was that?
There we go.
Where did you want to be in the defensive setup?
In the front.
Okay. Arestra's
Where it's coming from.
Yeah, Arestra's in the middle of the barricade on your side of the bridge. Do you want to be next to her?
Yeah.
Okay. That's where the bulk of the villagers are. And then you got...
Unless you want to go to the building on the other side of the river, and as they come by, you can rush them and attack them from behind. Just a suggestion. If you want to be next to me, that's cool too.
Yeah, I'm good being next to the restroom.
Okay. Oh, Vasandor, you made your scan roll. You can feel the vibrations of something coming this way, fast.
Okay. I'm ready my great axe.
You gonna let anybody else know?
Well, I mean, they can see me get ready.
Well,
Something's coming.
everybody's kind of getting ready,
feel
right?
it. I'll say it out loud. Yeah, exactly. I'll say something's coming.
Where are you guys? I mean, where are you?
I'm up at the front with the restaurant.
I'm not there.
Okay.
If Lysander lets me know, I'll signal to everybody that's coming. And
Okay.
Get ready.
Most of the villagers seem really, really scared.
As they should.
Okay. It says live, but is it showing my mouse? I'm not seeing it on my screen.
No.
Shoot. Okay, well anyway, so it is getting dark now, and out of the darkness and from the woods comes barreling this two-wheeled thing. It's rattling and making a lot of noise. It gets to within 10, 20, say 30 feet of the, we'll call it a river. The river there. And it will pull up to a stop. It'll start running in circles. And then it tears off to the south of the bridge, goes through the river, and smashes through that small building to the south.
It's a beast?
Well, you can't really see from there. And it's getting dark.
So just let me, because obviously we have to have, that will take some time, and it should allow us to get some reactions to that.
Yep, what do you want to do?
How it goes to the south of the bridge and splashes into the water?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Um,
and then tears right through that little square building.
My first, somewhat out of character, my first question would be, what building was Subutai in? And could he be shooting arrows at it as it did that?
If you look at the map,
I'm too far away.
he's on top of the building that's just north of the number 3.
The L building.
Okay.
So those other buildings would be in the way of him seeing exactly what the creature is.
I'm pretty sure that sound would alert me, though,
Oh, yeah.
to its presence.
You can hear something
So
crashing through a building to the north.
Yeah, needless to say, I would have my bow out
Mm-hmm.
and looking for something to shoot.
Well, could he actually see it from where he is, even if he couldn't shoot at it?
I think I'd be able to see it, but I wouldn't be able to. The range is, I think, too far.
Okay. How close to the bridge did it pass by?
It'll be within bow range of Subutai once it clears the building to the south of the building it went through. It looks like about 10 feet.
So it was 10 feet south of the bridge?
At its shortest point, yeah. $30 at its longest.
But heroic. I'm going to do two things. Assuming that as I see this thing come into sight, and you shared the picture, and it looks undead, and I want to invoke my death rune for my one-handed axe. But when it gets within, when it splashes into the water and comes up next to the bridge, I want to try jumping off to the bridge and onto the car.
Okay, it will not get that close to the bridge. The closest it gets to the bridge is that small square building.
I meant, as it was going through the water, you said 10 feet.
Well, the closest point is that it comes out of the water within 10 feet of the bridge. That's how far away that building is.
Or is 10 feet further than I think I can leap from the bridge onto it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the rattling wind, as they call it, is moving from the south east to the northwest across the river right into that building, the southwest side.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm going to shoot it in a moment.
Yeah, once it clears these other two buildings, Subutai will have a line of sight on it. And at that point, it'll be like 15, 20 feet behind you.
May I roll?
Not yet.
Jump.
So, Restorer, do you want to run towards the cart and try and jump onto it?
Yeah, I'm still a little confused with the jump roll. As it says with jump, I can jump twice my height. And my height is more than 5 feet. And the closest it comes to the bridge is 10 feet, so I would think that I could jump on it. In theory. Assuming I made a jump roll.
It's talking about a lateral distance. So, yeah, you can jump 10 feet. But if you did that, it would run over you kind of thing. Because it's above the ground.
It's not in the river?
When it's in the river, the building is still kind of in the way.
I'm obviously I'm not understanding. I'm in the middle of the bridge. It's coming down the road to the bridge. Then it veers off the road and gets, I thought, into the water and heads towards the building.
It does.
And I thought as it went towards the building, I would jump off of the bridge onto it as it passed by on the side of the bridge.
It has to do with the distances that it's in the water and how close it is to the bridge kind of thing. At its closest point, when it's running into the building, it's about 10 feet away from the bridge. Now, if you want to run south and try to intercept it as it's going through the water and jump on it, I can kind of see that.
Can I try to clarify?
Yeah, I'm still confused.
Yeah, I can see that you're confused. Let me try to clarify. At no point does the chariot come within 10 feet of the bridge until it reaches the building.
Okay.
It does not pass parallel to the bridge such that you could jump on it.
Okay. I understand now. Okay. Yes.
I would like to roll. I would like to roll for my bow.
It's
right. It goes further south, and then basically it
correct.
goes northwest into the building.
Yes, exactly.
Rather than I was thinking it goes southwest into the building.
No, I'm sorry. It was coming from the southwest to the northeast.
Yes. Okay. Yes. As it heads, once I see it heads turn into the river to the southwest, I will turn around and run towards the building.
Okay. So, do you want to try to jump onto the chariot while it's in the water before it hits the building?
I will just try to I will try to, I don't know, when it hits the building, I want to be kind of approaching it from the side, and maybe I can jump on it from as it passes by.
I mean, as it goes through the building?
So it'll be, as it's hitting the building, hopefully I'll be right at the corner where it's hitting the building, and I can jump on the back of it as it hits the building.
So your first assessment, Brian, was correct. The building is right against the water. Mm-hmm. So according to what he's saying, he's going to try to jump on it as the horses hit the side of the building.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
where they're about.
The water.
So it is out over the water when he's going to try to leap onto
it. Okay, let's take care of that first.
But before I do any of that, I want to invoke my death rune for my one-handed axe.
Okay.
Look at that. That's pretty amazing. Given that my death rune is 90.
Everybody freeze up?
No, I'm just checking on some stuff. Because we want to do that jump thing.
I was waiting for Mike to declare what his die roll was.
Okay. Arrestra. Make a jump roll at -20.
Nope. Rolled exactly my ability. If there was no penalty, I would have made it exact.
Oh.
If it is, I failed.
So you land like right behind it as it crushes through the building and you splash into the water.
Yeah, that's preferable. You didn't want to land in front of it.
No, you don't.
You'd have been fucked.
Okay.
I will after Subotai starts shooting at it, I will run after it. So actually on my next turn, I may have to consider rune magic or something.
Okay, Subotai.
Yeah.
You heard that
So when I hear the
splashing and
crash,
crashing stuff. You turn,
I
and
would
eventually
cock
this.
my bow, yeah.
Well, you have your bow pretty much ready anyway. This cart thing comes barreling out. So you're going to have a -10 because it's moving, but it's also big. So you're going to get a bonus. So hold on. You get a +20. So that's a total of +10.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do this. All right. I love this. Is my favorite. Love using the bow. Here we go. I rolled a 37 plus 10, 27 out of 90. Location 14. Damage 2.
2 points of damage, you said?
Yes.
Okay, you can hear your arrow ting off of some brass plates on the side of that cart.
Okay. All right. Let me take one arrow inventory, and I would cock another.
Yeah, you get a second shot off. Go ahead.
Thank you. Ooh, you said -10?
You get a total of +10. So your skill is what?
90, and I rolled a 9.
Okay, so that would be a special.
So can I double the damage?
No, what happens, we had missed this earlier, an impale does max weapon damage plus rolled weapon damage. So that'd be 7 plus 1d6 plus 1. For you.
So you got a 9 out of on 100, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So roll location.
Hello?
Yeah, did you hear me? Are you breaking up?
Yeah, my internet's worthless. Can you hear me?
I can now, yes.
I missed the entire explanation.
Okay, the rules for impales were updated back to what they used to be. So for an impaling weapon, it's max weapon damage plus rolled weapon damage. So for you, that would be 7 plus 1d6 plus 1.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
So roll location.
3 location.
Okay. And damage.
And I rolled a 5 plus 1 is 6. So
Plus.
that's 13
Okay.
damage, which is quite good. Can you describe to me what happens?
Yes. Your arrow sticks into one of the chariot wheels. Ka-thunk.
Oh, beautiful.
And there'll probably be some kind of iridescent scream.
Okay.
Okay,
Great.
Restra and Vasandor, you can make listen rolls.
I got 25. I passed.
I failed.
Okay, Vasandor, you heard somebody in the group behind you. Excuse me. Say, where'd it go? The Rune Lord's chariot has come back. And the chariot will... Actually, it's different. What's going on now? It circles along the little dirt path there to the north. And between the L-shaped building and the two by the river, it heads that direction and then curves off back towards the lake.
But it's still on my side of the river, right?
No, after it passed between those buildings, it crossed back over the river, back towards the lake, which is towards number 4.
Bastard. I would cheer, actually. Its departure.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was running after it, but I assumed that I have no chance of catching it.
No, you don't.
As it hits the water, and I will run into the water after it, but can I try to disrupt the driver?
How so?
With the disruption spell?
Sure.
Okay. My chances are,
Power times 5.
13 power, so that's a 65 for the spell going off.
Yep.
And the spell doesn't go off, I roll another 93.
Oh. If you want, you can get one more before it's out of range.
Okay, I'll take another shot at it as it goes out of range. That works. My power is 13.
Okay.
My roll is 95. Waste of a magic point. I gotta stop rolling 90.
You do. What is up with that?
I don't know. I stand on the edge of the river and curse it as it drives away back towards the lake.
Okay. So Lars and Angrular, as you guys are heading
Yes.
towards the village, at some point you will hear the rattling wind heading your direction.
Hide behind a tree.
In fact, you can make a listen roll.
I hide behind a tree anyway, whether I make it or not.
Listen roll.
32.
I actually make my listen
Good to
roll.
go.
I'll be back in 30 seconds.
Okay.
I made it.
Okay, good. So you dodge off further off the trail and hide behind a tree, and some rattling beast thing spirits by, moving at least at 20. Back towards where you came
Wow.
from. Eventually you'll get back to the village.
Yeah. And say, well, that building's smashed over there. I wonder if everybody's okay.
Yeah, you will see a smashed building.
Well, that didn't go well for the building.
No,
Or perhaps who was in it.
didn't.
Where is everybody?
Arestra, do you want to keep everybody here behind the barricade for a while? Or do you want to... Oh, she's not there. Vasandor, do you want to keep everybody at the barricade, or you want to let the peasants back to their buildings? They will look relieved, like they don't think it's going to come back.
Yeah, let them go back. I'd say let them go back.
Are you going to leave the barricade up?
I'm going to leave the barricade up. Yeah.
Okay. So Lars and Anglar, you'll come up towards the bridge. You see they've got some kind of barricade on the far side. Most of the villagers seem to have dispersed by now. Vasandor, would you wait for these guys to show back up? Or go looking for them?
Yeah. I mean, how long has it been? I mean, like between the time that the event happened and by the time they show up. Like, how long does it take for them to show up after this guy comes through?
It will take them probably 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah, no, I won't look for them. That's not long.
That's all.
Well, based
I can't
upon
run 7 kilometers.
based upon the distance and how fast the thing was going, and you guys following in trace and it leaving and that kind of thing, yeah.
Mhm.
So, did you say you wanted to
So
go
is
look
there
for him?
another bridge at the top of the map?
No, I did not want to go look.
Okay, no, I think that's actually a
Waterfall?
out of the waterfall.
Yeah.
Place to cross? Probably shall.
It's up on a cliff.
So, Large Angrilar, you come up towards the bridge. You can see there's a barricade on the far side. Vasandor, are you still there, like waiting for him, kind of thing, or?
Well, I'll come back around if nothing else.
What do you mean by back around?
Back onto the bridge, since I'm not running after the chariot through the water.
Okay, so you're gonna hang out behind the barricade on the bridge, waiting for Angrilar and Lars to show back up. Okay, at about 15 or 20 minutes, you'll see them walking up the trail.
Hanging out with Lysander there.
Hello.
I was pretty frustrated, and I'll tell the two of them that I will tell the two of them what happened, and that obviously tomorrow night we will have to be more proactive on engaging the thing on the other side of the bridge.
I guess we need to ask the villagers, does this happen nightly?
It's only happened once a week.
Okay.
That was kind of discussed last time about, when
Right.
this has been happening.
Yeah, so
About every
But
week.
let's
This-
look at
And it turns out
This is obviously Well, this is obviously a pretty egregious attack because they destroyed a It destroyed a building.
Well, in the previous attack, it killed people.
Oh,
4
wow.
people have died, 1 each week.
Did
Nobody
anyone
died this week.
die? This
Well, they probably think that I died.
Except for
We thought you died.
that next week we will have to be more proactive with engaging it on the other side of the bridge.
I thought what we did was brilliant.
I think the only reason I'm alive is because the chariot rolled over something that already had hit damage, so it couldn't take that much more. If it hit a different body part, I would have been down,
Even more.
8 or 10 more, and instead of just 14, I might have been 20 something down. And croak. That's what you think about rolling up another character. Wow. Okay.
I mean, I think it's totally fair to say that Subutai completely saved the village.
Yeah, you did. Way to go, Subs.
Scared it away.
Or certainly, if our water cultists can't deal with it in the water, then that is clearly not the grounds that we want to fight it.
Well,
Again,
I think we got a week to fight it in the water until it becomes active again. Hey, can we drain the lake?
The assumption that Angel Lars tells us what happened in the lake.
You guys going to head back to the inn, and swap stories and stuff, get something to eat, and go to sleep later kind of deal, or? Somebody's breaking up.
And head to the inn. I would like to know from you guys what you saw of this thing.
Excuse me?
You were breaking up, Lars.
Sorry. So I would like to know what you guys actually saw of what this thing is.
Good question. We saw a chariot, and I think it was haunted. I couldn't get a very good look because I was the farthest one away, though. But the others might be able to tell you more.
I'm assuming that what I saw was what was in that picture, which was like, a chariot drawn by spectral horses with a couple of undead lunars in it.
So that's the first question. Did we see any animals, or alive or not, pulling the chariot?
There were spectral, what's the word? Apparitions?
Spectral.
Of horses, yes.
Yeah.
Did I get the feeling that they could receive damage? Or was it basically only the chariot that was damaged?
Well, you got an arrow into the chariot wheel. And the other arrow glanced off of a bronze plate.
Mm-hmm. But the actual, the spirit force or life force driving it was not necessarily hurt.
Not you could tell.
That's concerning.
Okay, so
it was clearly some sort of undead things anyway, and like most death cult, and like most non-chaotic death cultists, I don't approve.
I don't approve either.
Zerax non-chaotic,
So,
and he would.
So Angrilar, did you notice anything peculiar about this thing other than undead chariot thing riding around in the water while you were down
Well, it
there?
seemed like there were skeletons in the back of it, and they had chains. I don't know if they were chained to the cart. Maybe they were. This is what it appeared that when
You did get the impression they were chained to the cart the second time he tried to get away.
Okay.
right. So
Okay. So what chariot riders chain themselves to carts?
That's a good question.
The undead
Yep.
kind.
There ought to be, are there any that we know of, any living, lunar regiments or some other sort of cultists of some bizarre religion where
could be that they were prisoners that were chained to a chariot, and that chariot was driven into the lake, and they all drowned.
the player digging
Eons back.
deep into his Runequest or Glorantha lore that tries to think, is it Dan? There's one of the lunar seven mothers, Dan Fourth and whatever, consists primarily of like prisoners that they go into battle basically chained together. So
Oh, yeah.
maybe it's
Slaves, in other words, they're marching slaves in front of them.
right. They're not. They're how do I say? From a lunar perspective, they're like penitents for their crimes, and to make up, as penance for the crimes that they've committed, they go into battle, chained together, sort of thing. And 5 and 4.
It doesn't tell us how to dispel the apparition or whatever.
Which really doesn't help us figure this out, other than
Unchained them from this spectral. Was the cart spectral? No, it was real.
Yeah.
The cart was real.
The cart was real. Okay.
I put my feet on it and pushed away. So yeah.
I heard screaming.
Screaming.
Yes, I heard screaming immediately after I struck the chariot.
Okay. So it can be damaged. So perhaps a lot of magic damage and blade sharp weapon damage.
Well, I was just that might be more than my Dan 5 A XARON.
Brian?
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Uh-huh.
To be on guard the following night, or whenever it is that we think we might encounter this thing again. But I would like to have access to some kind of flaming arrows, if possible. Is that something I can do? I've never tried that before. With the intention of lighting it on fire.
Right, yeah. Yeah, you think that's something you could do.
Especially if we doused the path with some kind of something flammable and allowed it to actually cross into that path, and then if I hit that area with a flaming arrow, it might ignite it.
Well, we know where it comes from, so we can have somebody posted it at the lake next week, and when they come out of the water, you throw a bunch of oil on the cart, and then when they show up
What
the
if
village,
we
you light them up. You
That's
light 'em up.
true. Or what if we just let it cross onto the bridge and we lit the bridge on fire? I guess it would be quite costly though to light the bridge on fire.
Yeah, there'll be a cross, and then the bridge will be damaged. It'll be hard to set a bridge on fire in 12 seconds.
No, but I think we could catch it on fire if we doused in front of the bridge with some kind of lubricant. In the Bronze Age, I don't know what they used.
Grease, fat,
as an accelerant. Yeah, some kind of accelerant.
Yeah, olive oil and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I mean, it's worth a try. I'm just brainstorming.
All right, so what was our mission again? The Queen sent us to this village because they had help, the emissaries that went to our Queen, right?
Yeah.
I think we need to solve this, right? Or no?
That's what they're asking.
Yeah, we're kind of here to make sure that they, if this thing comes every week and kills somebody, and they ask us to come and make it stop.
Well, let's see if it's afraid of fire.
I think there is perhaps some investigation we could do.
We could go back to the city, do some investigation, come back. It's only a couple hours away, right?
Well,
what city?
I was
back home.
I think we should probably
stay
have somebody here.
It's only half a day's ride. I forget.
But he could come back while we're gone, don't you think? Or some of us could stay here.
No, I don't.
Oh, it only comes once a week?
Yep.
So this started 4 or 5 weeks ago. This isn't a recurring thing that's been going on for years.
Let's have a start.
So something happened here in that time frame. I think whatever investigation ought to be here. But there are some discrepancies in what the villagers are telling us about what's going on.
What we know.
The lake is not as they described it.
How so?
Well, they described it as a brackish, unfit place for fishing or for any useful purpose. But in fact, it's pretty clear and a pretty healthy lake altogether.
Why would they do that to us?
Exactly. Why are they lying about the lake?
Yeah.
So
that's very suspicious.
So yeah, so there's something suspicious going on there. While you guys were here, did you notice anything out of place or out of the ordinary for what we would expect for Farfield?
Actually, Angrelar and I'm sorry, sir. What's your character's name?
Lars.
No, I know Lars.
Erestra is who you're talking about.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm talking about Essendor and Arestra. Yeah, Essendor and Arestra. I think Arestra actually has something to tell you about a weapon that she found.
That's true.
What weapon?
The Red Smith has an iron weapon, a lunar iron weapon, hanging in her smithy. Come and take a look.
And it's a one-handed sword, a kopis, which she said was something she purchased. But why would she purchase that?
Wait.
Well,
Hey, whoa, hang on. She bought a iron lunar weapon from some traveling merchant.
Exactly.
What is the value of an iron weapon?
Oh,
Thousands of lunars,
no. Hundreds.
hundreds of lunars.
Where is my other book?
I thought it was suspicious explanation.
It is a
Well,
little suspicious.
what's on my mind is that does the Redsmith of Farfield have the resources to make a purchase like that?
That's a
Oh,
good point.
fair point. Very good point.
And how long ago did she purchase it?
She didn't say.
That's true too. We should ask. I wonder if the purchase has any relation time-wise to when the raid started.
Hey, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Maybe that sword belonged to one of those aberrations. Maybe it's a cursed object.
Maybe whoever sold it to her did so on purpose in order to bring forth the apparition.
Mm-hmm. That's certainly possible.
All sorts of good speculation.
So Brian,
Yeah.
I don't know that we need a specific number on the value of the iron weapon. What we need to know is whether we feel that the Redsmith of Farfield would have the economic capability to make a purchase like that.
Unlikely.
Does that
In fact,
seem
go ahead and make
reasonable? Unlikely.
a evaluate roll.
Just Lars.
I've probably never seen an iron weapon.
That could be.
I might have.
Actually, the queen of the tribe probably has an iron weapon. I would speculate, but other than that, yeah, it's not the sort of thing.
Mm,
I meditate on this a bit, Brian.
Sure, yeah.
And clear my mind, perhaps,
Mm-hmm.
with a handy dandy spell called, what is it, Magician?
I believe that's what it is, yep.
Okay. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time thinking about this.
I think that's a good idea.
I make my meditate.
Okay.
beautiful. Excellent.
So that will I'll spend a few melee rounds or a few minutes oh, it's either ritual or meditate, isn't it?
Yep, one or the other.
So okay, so that's going to be worth 25.
25 is the max on meditate.
Okay. All right. Okay, 37. So that'll make the logician. And that will give me a larger bonus, I believe, on the
Yeah, logician is 10% per strength intensity.
Oh. All right, I'm going to need to borrow some power. Somebody fill up the crystal real quick.
How much do you need?
It'll take 8, so
I
8.
give you that.
Is this all the same evening, or is this the next day?
No,
or
this
what?
is that evening.
It is that evening at the inn.
After
Well,
the
I
attack.
have written down.
Correct.
I can give you 8 and still have 2 left.
If that's all right with you,
Sure.
Ingral, borrow the crystal.
Subutai.
Is that
So I put 8 into the crystal.
Okay.
All right. So that will give us a all up and down the page. So it's spell strength. Okay, so 8 is going to be that'll take it to 9, which is plus 8 or plus 16. Now, magician. Okay, that's truth, and I've got both of those.
How has your meditation enlightened you?
How has it? Or I don't understand the question. It gave me a bonus.
What have you? I'm trying to just role play. What have you learned?
I have learned nothing at this point. I'm
Okay.
still above the table here. For each 10% per level of the spell strength, so that's going to be plus 90. All right.
Beautiful.
It's not a crit, but success.
Okay.
Nice. Yay.
Okay, so half an hour later, I come back and what do I think?
Did you make the? Shoot, what was the roll?
Meditation roll.
No, not the meditation. Evaluate.
Yes.
Okay. Not only is an iron sword going to be several hundred lunars, but this stone building here would take more money than this village makes in a year.
Whoa. The Red Smith's building?
No, the inn.
Oh.
I'm a little bit confused at what I'm being told. So
You're being told two things. One, that an iron sword would cost several hundred lunars. So that's well beyond anybody's ability to pay, including you guys here. And also that this building here, the stone inn, would cost more to build than this village makes in well over a year.
when was this built, this building?
You gonna ask the innkeeper?
Yeah.
It is. Is it fairly new? Let me see.
Where did the money come from?
Some kind of evil patron.
You don't make me have to start knocking heads together.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. They rebuilt it a couple of years ago.
Yeah, well, it doesn't line up. Well, where'd the money come from? This is pretty expensive for what we're seeing here.
Oh, it was an inheritance he got from his father.
Oh,
You can make an insight roll if you want.
It's quite an inheritance.
ooh, 18. That might actually be successful. Hang on. Insight. That is not. Oh wait, own species. Yes, I got it. 2031.
Okay, that does
I made
not
it.
appear to be the truth.
Yes, I succeeded as well. I will attempt to intimidate him using my knowledge that I don't believe what he said, having succeeded in my insight and not believing. And I will get out my axe and wave it in his face. Unfortunately, I fail my intimidator. But it was worth a try.
And he'll bluster back at you about they invited you to come and help them with their problem, not to insult them. And then he'll go back to taking care of business.
So we're invited to help them.
No, we were invited.
We were
Not
We
being
were commanded
sarcastic.
by
Yeah, being
King Leica
sarcastic.
to help them.
Exactly.
So, Brian,
Yeah.
I'm going to get up and I'm going to go over to him. And where is he at this point? Near a wall? What's the situation?
He's back behind some kind of a counter.
Okay, so I'm going to walk around behind the counter and I'm going to push him up against the bar, I guess, and I'm going to get in his face and say, "My friend nearly died out in that lake, and you're in here lying to us about what's going on." And I'll remind him that the lake is not as they told us it was. And I have great doubts about the ducks having anything to do with this, although you seem very clear that they are. So either you come clean with us.
It was not he
Or-
who said the thing about the ducks. It was just somebody who was in the tavern at the time, or the end of the time.
Well, that may be, but I'm using that as a broad generalization to the entire village at this point, and
Okay.
I'm taking it out on him. and and I'm going to let that trail off and look at my Beepster Gore friend, sort of knowingly.
I glower at him and any of the other villagers that are in the inn. And you really don't want to be on the bad side of my goddess.
He will say, "Come, let's sit down." And he'll tell you a story. During the lunar occupation back in 1619, a cruel and powerful lunar warlord named Belarus came upon our village. He and his charioteer tormented and maimed several of our villagers for sport. He deafened me, and he'll point at his ear that's always been malformed with a clout for not serving him quickly enough. He burnt Verbrona's face with a brand for spurning his touch. And Orvid the ostler is crippled because he ran from him. So one night, the three of us decided we would slip a slipping draught into their wine. Wait until he and his driver were sluggish. Then we got the rest of the villagers to attack the two until they were dead. We took the mutilated corpses, chained it into the chariot, and took it out to the lake to drown.
Okay, Lars is not laughing, but I am. Oh, village justice is great.
The lake was, as far as we know still is, covered with lily pads and weeds. You know for a fact that that's not the case.
Yeah, that's not the case anymore. I'll tell him that.
We agreed to never speak of the killing again.
Okay.
That was the name of one villager mentioned out on the street, right? Right.
What was that?
Well,
that was the same name that one of the villagers mentioned in the street.
No, a villager in the street did not mention a name.
Lysander.
They said
They said somebody like that.
the Rune Lord's chariot. It's come back, is what he heard.
The Rune Lord's chariot.
who heard that?
I did.
And you didn't tell us?
I apparently forgot to share some information, yes.
Okay, so everyone's looking at Lysander now.
Yeah, like, what do you mean you
What?
guys don't know what's happening? They said this earlier. What are you talking about?
Well, that would have been helpful information earlier, but all right. Okay, so what actually happened? What, 4.5 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago? Why? This is
What's
1619. What actually happened to? I mean, how many years is it? It's been how many years they've been in the lake? What has happened?
7 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's
16.
They don't know. We have no idea. In fact, we didn't even know
Okay.
it was him until what we saw tonight.
he hasn't come through town before?
What do you mean?
Well, he's killed how many people?
4 people have died, but it's always been
4
at
people.
night.
At night, and
They just know it's some kind of
Okay.
creature. They call it the rattling wind because it makes such a rattling wind noise.
all right. Okay, so he's never actually come to town before tonight.
Oh, he has.
Come to town, but,
He'll catch somebody out at night walking around, kill them, and run off. So nobody's actually seen the
I see.
chariot. until tonight, and survived.
All
All
right.
right. Well,
Thanks.
something has happened that has awakened it. So, what would account for that?
He has no idea.
All right. Well, we need to get the other two
Well,
people.
maybe he knows when that lunar sword showed up in town.
Right.
Or we can ask the lady tomorrow, whoever the smith
Well,
is.
she kept
Yes.
it when they killed the warlord.
Oh, it's been here for years.
I didn't actually buy it.
No.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense.
I could build a whole new village with that. Huh?
Probably.
Well, they obviously had some treasures that you've sold, because this building, you sold something to make the money to build this.
Well, he had 300 lunars on him. I took that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, but again, that's 7 years ago. So something's happened between now and then that has altered things, and we need to figure out what that is, so we
Yes.
can.
Yes.
I think trying to take on a spiritual rune priest is going to be very difficult for us, unless we can figure out what it is that has that something happened again. Something happened 4 to 5 weeks ago. We need to figure out what that was.
Exactly.
Because I don't relish the idea of waiting a week and trying to fight this thing.
Okay. Yeah. So
Right.
we will ask the guy to focus on anything unusual that may have happened 4 or 5 weeks ago.
The ducks arrived.
It's interesting.
That's the only thing that's happened that's unusual recently, and that was about 5 weeks ago, maybe 6.
Now, I talked to the ducks. Didn't we get a different story from them, Brian?
As far as timing,
Yeah.
Not significantly different.
Okay.
The ducks may have said they got there 6 or 7 weeks ago, as opposed to 4 or 5. When things obviously changed here.
Did that chariot appear to have wheels?
Oh yeah, it had wheels.
Had to. It was making ruts, right?
Yep.
So, but seemed to be a living thing that
It
Ariel
sure
hit it in
did.
the wheel and it squealed.
That's what Subutai said.
It made a
For wine.
I'd say I wouldn't call it a squeal. It's more like a spine tingling sound, like something unnatural.
You said you put it in the lake. Where did you actually put the chariot? Because when Angrelar found it, it was out in the middle of the lake. You guys didn't take it out into the middle of the lake.
It wasn't actually in the
Right.
middle, but it was out a ways.
Okay. Well, I'm having a hard time conceiving of the villagers swimming out into the lake with this heavy thing. So, where did you guys take it exactly?
Mhm.
Too bad we don't have a shaman.
Yeah, Lars, you're the closest thing we have to.
Yeah, it's not very close.
They pushed it out as far as they could into the lake, and then it sunk down underneath the water and into the weeds.
Okay. And 10 feet? 20 feet?
No, further than that because it's fairly shallow at the edge,
Oh,
but not nearly as far as where Lars found it. I mean, Anglar found it. No.
okay. All right. So we might be able to find the actual
Find
chariot.
the wreck.
Yeah.
Find the
That's one thought.
proper burial rights to the bones.
I'm thinking that might be the way to go, is do some sort of rite. I don't know what that would be necessarily. Or do we, Brian? What would last rites? Oh, maybe that's it. So you guys didn't do any rites over it, did you?
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do we know about lunars and putting their spirits to rest?
Probably next to nothing.
Okay.
Us-
Is it fair to say that since
Hmm.
somebody's got some background noise going on?
Not me.
Yeah, I hear it too, but it's not me. Well, that Lars brings up an interesting question, which would be, as far as we know, where are the nearest lunars?
The nearest
Well,
what?
we saw lunars in Dograt,
The
not Dale.
nearest lunar base.
Oh,
Excuse me.
Not
So,
the-
do we come?
But if we wanted to actually go and talk to lunars, how far away would that be?
I believe there are
Wow.
some in Aldature.
Okay, so let me interrupt real quick. Do we come up with a conclusive answer on if this sword has anything to do the sword, acquiring the sword has anything to do with this, the timing of it have anything to do with these events?
Apparently,
happened
the
7
sword
years ago.
belonged to the guy that's in the chariot. She took it. It belonged to the lunar guy that they killed and threw in with the chariot.
Okay,
So
I understand it happened 7 years ago, but this thing has only been coming here for 4 weeks, right?
Right.
And how long has she?
But
How long has she had that sword? For 7 years?
7 years.
7 years or so.
Okay, it's unrelated then.
Well, it's
But-
related from that standpoint that it belongs to the chariot.
I think that they should. We should advise them to get rid of it. They probably won't want to, but
Well, they've already sold stuff. I mean, that's how the inn, this tavern was built from the resource. Oh, you know what?
I
Maybe somebody went out to the wreck and. All right, I think we need to talk to all of them tomorrow.
But going back to what I was saying and following on what Lars was saying, even though I'm not really inclined to do this. but I can almost see, going to Alder and telling them that that there's some lunar spirits here that need to be put to rest. That really goes against my grain, and I know those of you that hate lunars probably goes even more against your grain.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's a possibility that we need to consider.
I'm sorry, I can't work with the lunars. I hate the lunar empire.
Okay. Yeah.
Not all lunars are part of the Empire.
Oh,
There
really?
are followers of the Seven Mothers here. In fact, there's several hundred I learned recently in Boldholm.
Oh, well, that's news to me.
It was to me, too.
Yeah.
I still don't think
There aren't any
Subata would
active
like
temples
them.
left around. Except in Aldature.
Yeah. That's
But I've-
probably not the right answer, but it's at least something to, from an honorable standpoint, to think about. We
I've also
can put it on the table and then toss it aside and go on to other options.
Well, I mean, here's another thing too, and correct me if I'm wrong, Lars, but I think we've been attacked by lunars before, right?
We were all in the wars against the lunars.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel like I want to deal with them, but that's just me. You guys can vote otherwise, and I'll do what the group wants to do.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think there's a lot we can deal with right here before we go somewhere and try to come back. And
Mm-hmm. I mean, one thing I would ask them is basically, what else were they not telling us?
Well, that's a good point too.
yeah, so I think we need to get some rest, get some food, and tell who are the elders, the village elders? I guess this guy here.
Yeah, he's the village elder, essentially, yeah.
Okay. I think we want to have a meeting with the village together.
When?
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning? Okay. I'll have everyone gather out front.
It may be noon. That way give people time to get the word out. And
it's a fairly small village, and it is storm season, so it's not like they have
anywhere to go.
Yeah.
All right.
or things to do.
So, I'll throw this out to the party just to make sure that we're all on board. It seems to me that we need to have a conversation with everyone as to what actually happened, and setting aside the ducks, whether or not anyone wants to take responsibility for what's happened over the last 4 or 5 weeks. And now's the time to do it. If we learn later that someone has not disclosed, that I would count that as that this thing is out killing people, and that would be complicit in
It's lying.
what it's doing.
Yeah, it's straight up lying. It's just enabling.
So they lied to us from the beginning about.
Time to stop lying.
Yeah.
Just stop it.
Okay. Does anybody have any thoughts about that, or are we all on board with that? Does he have a different course of action to take?
Seems fair to me.
I mean, I think I would like to. Well, I guess we can deal with it after we have the discussion with them. But I would like to come up with some kind of a plan for what to do with the possessions and the sword, for example. But anyway, let's go ahead and have this meeting first.
Okay. Everybody
So-
eats,
so-
spend the night. Next morning,
So Anglar, I think you're our best talker. Do you want to take this on? You're muted.
Talking about like orate, stand up there in front of a crowd.
Yep.
Say,
Yeah.
okay, I almost drowned by that thing out in the lake. We know what you guys did 7 years ago. What else?
Yeah,
What's
so-
changed last month? Tell us.
Exactly.
Don't lie to us. That kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're risking
And-
our lives here.
Well, it's not just our lives. 4 people have already died, and almost Anglar. If I hadn't been there, he'd be dead.
You can dig it.
Precisely.
My horse is good. My voice has got a horse anyway.
That's precisely my point.
Okay, so that's what I would suggest we do. Unless somebody else has a better idea.
We are doing it. It's happening right now.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so yeah, we get some rest, get up in the morning, get something to eat, and have this chit chat with the village.
okay. So
We're on your side,
the next morning,
guys.
Exactly that.
Jorgen will have everybody out in front of the inn. You guys are, on the step, on the side of the front door kind of thing. And so, roughly, what is Angrelar going to say?
What, roughly?
Yeah.
Just gonna state. We all saw that chariot come through town. We have learned that it is. It could be this Baleros, your lunar warlord, that you killed 7 years ago. Not holding that against you, but it almost killed me yesterday. Now, what else can you tell us? Don't hide. We're here to help you. Or don't lie. Come forward. Talk to us. We need to get a plan to put this all to rest. More of a, because I'm a noble, I'm talking more like the grandfatherly discussion.
Uh-huh. Okay, go ahead and make the orate roll.
Come forward. Good old orate.
And I would like to interject when you're done with this.
Oh, and if anybody's interested,
Oh, wow.
BYU is ahead of Boise State.
Yay!
Well,
Yeah,
they
I just,
plan-
Pretty good thing my sister graduated from BYU for undergraduate degree, so we're BYU fans.
Oh, cool. That's where I went to.
Boise State. It's not a Z. It's a Boise State. Oh, and the Bison.
Okay. What'd you roll?
Succeeded.
BYU, and her graduate degree is Michigan, and in one bowl game they played each other, so she got a sweatshirt from each side, cut it in half and put them together, so she had a Michigan and BYU.
That is cool.
that is cool.
I think that was the year that BYU won the national championship.
86.
Yeah, I think it was true.
83, something like that. Anyway, I succeeded on the
Yeah, it
orate.
was right. Yes, it was right after she graduated. So
Okay, so when you get done orating, excuse me, my goodness, Verbona, the redsmith, will walk up and throw the copus on the ground in front of you and say, I should never have taken that damn sword. Curse us in our greed. And she'll stomp back.
But
Thank
when
you.
did you take it? I thought you've had it all 7 years.
She has.
Thank you for doing that. I would like to, on a side note, ask, is there an alarm system in this village?
An alarm system, like a house is on fire,
Like a,
ring a bell.
like a bell? Yeah.
No, there isn't.
Okay. Damn.
You know, a lot of villagers will be, looking the ground, kicking the dirt kind of stuff.
Well,
They don't have like a ring a bell type thing.
No.
Okay.
You're going to bring up what has changed in the last few weeks
Yeah.
before the deaths occurred?
oh yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Nobody has
Other than the
any
duck.
idea other than the ducks.
Wow.
Other than the duck.
What, you guys keep talking about ducks? Are you talking about actual ducks?
Oh, yeah, in Glorantha, there's a duck race. Duck people. They have a
Really?
city
Walking around with
west of Clearwine,
duck.
but there is a small village of these duck people that live right next to the lake that this thing was in.
What are they doing?
That's right. You weren't here last time, were you?
Nope.
They've got
Wow.
the kind of farming they do, plus whatever they do with the lake, fishing and stuff.
But they just moved in apparently 6 or 7 weeks ago.
There it is. There's a coincidence.
They're
Maybe.
trying to establish some sort of relationship with the village, but according to the ducks, the village wants nothing to do with them. We don't know why.
Is there anything? Please ask them if there's anything related to this incident 7 years ago that they have not told us.
You can speak. That's fine.
Well, I just did. I just asked you to say it.
All right. My good friend here wants to know, what else have you not told us about the incident 7 years ago? We know these guys were terrorizing the village and you couldn't take it anymore. So you drugged them, killed them, and threw them in the lake. Is that it, or is there any fine detail that we should know about? Anything come to mind? Speak up.
Verbona will give Orvald the ostler a kick. I say, well, I did keep their horses.
How did you get the carried into the lake then?
Well, once they got into the water, they just pushed it. They kind of floated for a
You
while.
unhitched the horses.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You unhitched the horses and pushed the chariot in.
How long did the horses live after
They're still
the
alive.
incident? Ooh.
They rescued
They're here in the stable.
Stables right there, probably.
That's important information.
It is.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So I'm like you, Lars. I don't think that chariot could be very far off into the water. The actual chariot.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's fairly close to the shore.
I didn't see it. I guess it would be in the muck and mire. And
Well, we weren't looking for it.
7 years of leafy composting.
Right. So that's probably where his actual skeleton is too.
I think if we got this, unchain the skeletons. But that seemed to be awful real skeleton with chains that grabbed me.
Well, that's the spectral thing, the spirit. The actual grave site is, maybe. How about none of us know any of the peaceful rest stuff?
Well, maybe the ducks accidentally pulled something out of the lake.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that too. I think we do need to go talk to them.
Just pulled up something that they didn't think twice about.
Yeah, I think we need to go talk to the ducks, investigate that question. And again, there may be a connection to the horses as well. I don't know. But like I said, it's been 7 years. So it's only something that's happened recently that's changed things. So my guess is I don't know.
It's the
Because of
ducks.
what happened 7 years ago, they were not at rest. but then something happened 5 weeks ago that actually stirred up these unrest,
Right.
caused them to come forth. Yes.
Well,
So
and the
it's a
one,
combination of the two.
well, and the one piece of information we know around that time is that the ducks came in.
Right, which is why I agree with Lars that we should probably go.
We need to talk to them again. I am going to pick up the Copus, Brian. I don't believe
Oh,
anybody's
say
said
that.
anything about it. It's kind of laying there, but I will take custody of that for the moment.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, I'm just I want to thank everyone for coming in and hearing us out. We're here to try to resolve this. If anyone has anything further to say, we'll be at the inn here or at the tavern here, or you talk to us, as you see us. If you think of something perhaps in the future that you feel might be relevant, don't hesitate to come talk to us, because this thing is going to keep coming until we figure out a way to put it down. And it's already killed 4 people, and it's almost killed Angrilar. So work with us here. All right.
Put it down.
Anybody, any of
Put
our
it down. Put it down.
Oh my God! I want a big flag.
has anybody got a good animal lore skill or something? Wherever we need to go check out those horses.
Most of us are farmer types. Some of us.
Well,
I was going to say that. Right?
I have-
I hire.
My basic animal lore is basic 15.
That's what mine is.
I
Mine's a
have.
50.
I have a 10.
Do you want to go check out the horses?
Well, if they're branded or old or something changed 7 days ago, like one of them had a foal, or I
7 weeks.
don't know, 7 weeks ago. Yeah.
It won't hurt for us to go and take
Yeah,
a
check
look.
them out.
Okay.
Just check that off the box if it turns out it's nothing.
Everybody can make an animal lore roll. You can also make a ride roll.
Who's bribe?
Ride.
Ride.
Oh,
Well, I
our-
fumbled my animal lore, so you don't want to listen to me.
I failed the ride, and I failed
While I
my.
rolled much better on my ride, I'm still not anywhere. My ride is so low that
I made
What's
my ride.
the skill?
Ride
Nice.
or animal lore?
both.
Both.
I'll do animal lore.
Or both.
You get to
Yes.
roll both.
Okay. What was the second one after animal lore?
Ride.
RIDE. Agility.
That's under.
Agility.
Top right.
Oh, okay.
Agility.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have a fantastic animal lore, which I
You
missed.
should.
And ride, I missed.
Did anybody make either of them?
I did. I made ride.
Made ride? Okay. These are obviously valuable horses. They're, a bit past their prime.
Okay. But they're not draft animals
Oh, absolutely
for
not.
farming purposes. Yeah. Okay.
Valuable for keeping, but not for current pulling charity.
Restra made a good point that what do we need to do to put this to rest?
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
We don't know the answer to that yet.
Yeah, Subutai, you mentioned that you thought it was of interest about the horses, so we just went over to check them out, see if there's anything unusual might have happened in the last seven weeks.
Well, I was hoping I would have been more helpful.
Did you pass your animal lore?
No.
But considering everything we put together, this the lunar guy that they killed, the overlord. We'll set aside his charioteer at the moment.
Warlord and charioteer.
Obviously, really, I don't know, if nothing else, rich. He had an iron weapon. He had enough money to rebuild this inn. He had these really expensive horses. It just, it speaks of more wealth than the normal lunar over.
Yeah, this was a somebody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
You're breaking up again.
ducks. Let's go talk to the ducks.
Okay.
Right.
Copy that.
But it also begs the question of why the Lunars didn't come and investigate what happened to this guy 7 years ago.
We won the war.
Yeah, maybe they did.
7 years ago, we hadn't won the war 7 years ago, I don't think.
Yeah, the war was won with the Dragon Rise just last year. And it wasn't really won necessarily, because we know they're going to be coming back.
That's distracting, though. Conflict is distracting. It's hard to keep track of everybody.
Just something to think about while we're going to talk to the ducks.
Okay.
What is the current year?
1625. 26.
Okay.
26. Oh, so we were, my background, we were doing all sorts of fighting the last 4 years. Okay. Got it. 1626.
Verbona will go ahead and come along with you guys as you walk over to the duck village.
Who's this? The innkeep?
No, Verbona's the redsmith.
The the smith.
Yep.
Why? Why is she coming?
Unless you don't want her to. No, representing the village.
No objection to that.
Maybe she wants to make amends. Who knows?
Yeah, she
Maybe
does
she
feel
wants
guilty.
to spy on us.
She gave up the sword, so I'm inclined to think that there's some remorse there. So, yeah, that's good. All right, you okay, Subutai?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. So,
By this time, that Kelvar, or whatever his name is just, he saw the thing and probably told everybody in the village by now. Darvin. Darvin the duck.
Yep. And similar to last time, as you guys get alongside the lake and towards their village, a handful of his follower guys come out. But as you get close, as you're walking along the edge of the lake, Verbona will look out and say, the water is so clear now.
So, okay, we can ask them how they cleared the lake. Maybe they did something.
So, you haven't been over here for 7 years? I mean, it's just right here.
No, we haven't. Not since dumping the bodies.
Wow. Okay. So we don't know when the lake actually cleared up.
No,
Huh? You
That
can ask the ducks. Just ask the ducks if it was clear when they
That
were
really
when they
says a
showed up.
lot.
okay. Yeah. Ducks.
ducks. Darwin.
Quack quack.
I guess the lake is not their
Awesome.
source of drinking water.
I'll say, hello, Darwin. I guess you think I should be dead, huh?
He's surprised
See
any
if
of
I
you are
get-
alive after that thing came out of the water.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. That you haven't seen that every week for the last 7 weeks.
No, but my
Apparently
scouts
not.
have heard a beast traveling through the forest on
Yeah.
some nights.
So we had a couple of quick questions, and this is whatever her name is, the
Verborna.
Smithy Verborna. She's from the town and trying to piece things together about that monster we saw yesterday. Hey, can you tell me what the lake was like when you guys showed up 6-7 weeks ago?
Oh,
Was it clear?
it was
or
a
muddy?
complete mess, covered with lily pads. It took us a couple of weeks to get the whole thing cleared off.
So you cleared out the lily pads and everything?
Yes, how else are we supposed to fish?
Ah,
There it is.
Maybe. Did you guys find anything while you were working the lake?
anything weird like
Perhaps
human
south
remains?
on the south side?
We have not
South
been
side.
dredging the lake, if that's what you mean. No.
Well, you could be fishing, pull up something unexpected.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry to interject. May I ask you a question, dear friend? Have you lost any of your ducks? Have you been attacked or had any victims to this thing?
No, we have not.
Okay, that's good. So you've had peace here.
Well, besides the tremors from the beast.
Did
And
that
when did that start?
Exactly. My question the same.
So probably after you cleared the lily pads. Huh?
You were breaking up, Lars. I didn't hear what you said. I just heard everybody agreeing.
When when did the lake when did you start noticing the tremors in relation to having cleaned up the lake?
He'll stop and think about it and go, it would have been shortly after it. After we got the leak finally cleared off.
So I think we need to be forthright with Darwin here about what we know. I'll look at the rest of the group.
I agree.
I can't say that I'm embarrassed for. I think they local justice of an oppressive
Yeah,
warlord.
I'm not sure they
doesn't
did
bother me
anything
at all.
wrong originally.
So Darwin, the lake is a grave site for a lunar rune lord.
Lunar
It was
Lord. Hold on.
and
Warlord.
Warlord. I'm sorry. No, wasn't he?
He's a
Somebody said he
rune
was
lord.
a rune lord.
He's a rune
Somebody
lord.
else said that. But
Yeah.
Brian said a lunar warlord.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where rune lord came from, but
I heard that too.
I was repeating it. I didn't say it myself.
It was mentioned from some of the Vossendor herd.
villagers.
One of the villagers.
I took
They
it
used
at
the
face
term
value.
rune lord.
Yeah,
Okay, also a rune lord.
Okay.
And we know his name. I'll give him his name.
Belarus.
And it would appear that subsequent to clearing the lake, the
Activity.
the Rune Lord has awakened and is terrorizing the area. I would venture a guess it's only a matter of time before it turns its attention to your people. So we need your cooperation in figuring out how to resolve this.
We know nothing of lunars. We moved here from the upland marsh area.
And that's fine. Right? Nobody's blaming you specifically, but if anyone in the process of working the lake disturbed the grave, we need to know that.
Well,
At that, he'll turn and look at his folks. And there's a female duck there, and she will take off back into the village. And he'll say, of us here, we know of nothing of disturbing any graves. We will see if anyone knows.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, the solution may be to find the wreckage and then cover back up with foliage and stuff to.
Yes. Because it may well have been done accidentally. You may not even known it at the time, but it's what has caused the disturbance that you're aware of.
And maybe we need to pull it out of the lake and burn it to ashes. That's my preferred plan right there. Because I hate lunars.
Can't be too far into the water.
You just need to. You need to be aware of. It's not the fact that it was done knowingly. You need to think about what might have been done accidentally.
Let's see. Do I recall if there was a yoke or something for the horses, or if we took a long enough rope, could we pull this wreckage that I found out?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
That's live skeletons in it. Let's not do that.
Right? They're chained. They're chained. I'm not going to get near the box.
Right, yeah.
Alternatively, you drain the lake, and we don't want to do that. Ruin the fishing.
Well, what you found is further out than where the villagers put the chariot, right?
Right.
So these are different things.
It felt awful real to me. Anyway. So that means we just have to look for a little closer to shore. Probably not too far down.
I would think so, yes.
Well, if you want help searching the lake, I can
to
certainly send some of my ducks out to do that for you, to help with that.
Well, that would be helpful, yes. We need to locate where the actual grave is.
And Darwin, it's somewhere between where they came out of the water and where I dove.
Yeah.
You saw where I dove, and you saw where the thing came out of the water.
And at that, he'll shiver at that.
Yeah, that's pretty horrific. Yes, I quite agree.
Thanks to Lars here, I should have died yesterday.
Fish food.
Or a chariot passenger. But they flung me aside. Okay.
All right, so we wait a bit.
Okay, and she'll come out, and no one recalls coming across anything unusual like that. But then they don't really spend much time on that edge of the lake. Most of their stuff is most of the time they
So when you
spend
cleared out
is
the
right
lily,
here in the middle.
so how did you clear out the area? Just eating, turning upside down, and eating the lily pads?
No, we drag them out, and they actually point to a pile of these lily pads that are out back behind some of the buildings out there rotting.
Can we go look at that?
Sure, yeah.
I want to go investigate that.
Mm-hmm. Make a search roll.
I'm looking for like bits of wood, pieces of chariot, anything. In fact, yeah, help me, people. I mean, come on. This is a lake. It's probably a big pile.
A big pile of lily pads.
Yep.
How'd you pull them up?
And debris, I'm sure.
With your hands?
So this is a search?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I got it. 31 out of 41.
There's
made it by
nothing here
10%.
but lily pads and weeds. Turning into mulch. And fertilizer.
So, did you find any? How's the fishing in this thing? Darn.
Oh, it's not too bad.
So there are fish.
Yeah,
huh?
they get plenty of fish.
I guess they the fish they like swimming amongst the lily pads.
Well, we can't have a lunar infested lake. That's not acceptable.
No.
All right. So we're at a dead end here, as far as I can tell. Is that right?
They offered to help search for the wreckage.
Yeah. So let's take them up on that. I think we need to concentrate between where the ruts are that come out of the lake, and he knows where Angrelar was swimming,
Right.
and was diving. So between here and there is where we need to be looking for. Well, wait a minute. I'm going to ask the Redsmith. What's her name?
What is her name? I keep forgetting. Verbona.
Whatever. Verbona. Are we in the right spot? I mean, you guys put it out here. Is this it?
Well,
how far out?
It was 7 years ago, but this is about the right place.
Okay. So, at about how far out?
Well, they'd walked out themselves, pushing as far as they could, and then they pushed it. I mean, it didn't sink right away.
Right. But, okay, so...
About that far out is what she would guess.
Okay. All right, so, Darvin, that's our starting point. And I would circle around that. Now, if you find it, don't go putting your beak in it. Just locate it and come back and tell us.
He'll call for 3 of his scouts. Willen, Teltra, and Galric. 3 young ducks. And they will paddle out there and swim them around. They'll go about here kind of thing, and just go a little further. Okay, that looks good. And then they just start swimming around and around and around, sticking with their head in the water, looking around.
What was it?
And eventually they'll circle around to where they come right up against the edge of the bank where you guys are. They haven't found anything.
Oh my god.
Do you want us to go out deeper?
Yeah.
Okay, they'll go out.
Now, Darvin, you know where Angrelar was diving. They don't want to go that far, but between here and there.
Okay. So through like a zigzag.
Okay. Sounds good.
And
we may have to get a boat and
one of them will
long
say,
10-foot pole.
I can see something, but it's further out.
Is that where it actually is? Is that where Angrelar was diving?
Pretty much, yep.
Okay, so that's it. All right.
Do you want us to check it out?
All right, well, don't get close to that.
Oh, okay. No, pedal in.
No, paddle in. Yeah. All right.
Shall
So
we,
that's
as Angler suggested, and have the ducks kind of swim down and attach some ropes to the yoke so that they don't go close to where the box is, and then maybe we can pull the thing out.
What are we gonna do with it?
There's not an actual wooden yoke. There's a wooden pole that comes out. It would have had like leather straps and stuff like that attached it to the horses.
Yeah. But there's a pole that comes out from the chariot.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what? Maybe we need to have a conversation about what we're actually gonna. I was thinking that we would find like a grave or something, but apparently it is the thing. So how do we want to deal with this? Because
You said to pull it out and burn it.
Well, that's when I thought we could get something like a skeleton.
Well, maybe there's a skeleton there. Something grabbed me.
Okay.
There are two skeletons.
Maybe it only animates once a week. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe it's. That's true. We were out there when it was going to animate. Maybe it won't animate. So I'm open to suggestions. I mean, I don't. Brian, do any of us have any idea how to deal with a spiritual entity like this?
Who has spirit lore?
Spirit lore. I got a 0.
5%.
What's that under?
It's under magic.
Oh, magic. Sorry.
Spirit lore.
If you don't have training in it, you got nothing.
Right.
And that would be me. I have nothing.
I don't get.
Well, my modifier is 0, and you get nothing. So.
Right.
I still don't see where it is.
Center column, below magic, above worship.
Yeah, I got snake eyes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So no.
Right. So if there was from a mechanical way, can we think of some way of attaching something to the pole that would allow us to pull it out? You know, can the ducks make some sort of, connection to the pole itself?
Do you want to pull it out so that we can burn it? Or?
Right.
That's, as far as I can tell, that's the only thing we got is to try to destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can think of.
No, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, I'm on board.
I don't want to necessarily put the ducks in danger by having them do what Angler did and start swimming around the box of the chariot itself.
Right.
Which is why I'm trying to think if there was some way we can pull it out from if the ducks can pull it out by pulling on the pole.
Well, I will try to devise, wink, wink, a method.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, and I rolled a massive 30, and I needed a 20. Oh, never mind.
Nice thought.
I had an idea, it just didn't come to fruition.
Hey, you guys. I really always cherish being in this group and playing, but I just have to go because I'm totally sleep deprived. I've just been.
It's understandable.
I think I worked like 70 hours this week, so I have to go.
That's understandable.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
It's all right.
This is a good place to
Yeah.
stop. It's almost midnight.
That's
Thanks for
70
having
hours
me.
more than I work.
It's getting close to when I have to call it. I can hang on for a little bit longer, but certainly I can understand what Michael is saying.
I
It's a
appreciate it.
good place. We're trying to figure out how to get the thing
Yeah,
out of
we
the
can
water.
stop here, and then everybody can try and rack their brains on things we could try and do next time.
Okay. Good stuff.
Sounds good.
Thanks, guys.
That's me. I appreciate that. Yeah, get some rest, Michael.
Thank you.
I can
Cool.
appreciate your situation.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you. And I hope you guys have a great night.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
All right. See ya.
Hey.
Bye.
All right, everyone.
Good night.
2 weeks.
Yep. That'll do it.